Hey, welcome back. I've got a really unique passage for you today. So, a few days ago, we looked at the end of David's life, and we saw that his life has breakthrough bookends. At the very beginning with Goliath, breakthrough, God above all. At the very end, he's an old man, and he seals his legacy by once again placing God above all, and he has breakthrough again as he leads the people of God to give to building a temple for God. Now, this required a lot of faith. David would not live to see the temple built, but he gathers all the resources, and he, as all the people give, he gives those to the priests, and then he says, you guys and my son Solomon build this temple. The very temple where Jesus was dedicated as a baby, that temple was built because of David's step of faith and his breakthrough at the end of his life. It's called Solomon's Temple. Now, what's interesting is in 1 Chronicles 29, verse 4, after David has says, yes, I've tithed my whole life, but now I'm giving over and above, he actually tells the nation, here's how much I'm giving as your king and your leader. Obviously, he's the wealthiest person in the nation. He says, I'm donating more than 112 tons of gold from Ophir and 262 tons of refined silver to be used for overlaying the walls of the buildings. I did the math of how much this adds up to today. 262 tons of silver today adds up to about $265 million. Not bad. 112 tons of gold adds up to 9.6 billion with a B. So in combination here, David gives about $10 billion to the priests, to the work of God. This is significant because he's about to die. He's leaving his son Solomon some wealth, but he's not leaving Solomon so much wealth that Solomon can do nothing and destroy his life. He's leaving Solomon personally enough that Solomon can do anything he wants to for God, but not enough to do nothing. Very interesting. And then David gives the vast majority of his wealth to the work of God right before he passes away. There's a lot in here. I think David's example is a profound example to the nation. Most of us, we shouldn't brag about our amounts. I think it's a very dangerous thing, but in David's situation here, this was a little different. Now, later in the passage, I won't take you there today, but you can look it up in your Life Application Study Bible. It shows what the people of God gave, the entire nation. Their wealth toward the temple adds up to about 16 billion. So they actually outgive the king his 10 billion to their 16 billion. So if you think of it as a match, for every dollar that the nation gave, David gave 62 cents. It's a 62.5% match. You know, one of the things I've prayed for is that maybe, just maybe, for the breakthrough that our congregation brings about, maybe God would put it on the heart of someone to match what our whole congregation does, or maybe even just match 60% of it or 20% of it. That would be a massive number, but it might just be that someone's in a situation like David where that is really what the next breakthrough is, to seal in legacy. Well, most of us aren't in that situation, but we're all called to say, God, in this season of my life, what does my next breakthrough look like? Let's keep praying about that. I'll see you tomorrow.